Okay, so now that we're getting towards the end of our folio, we've got to start thinking about the next step. And I'm really conscious of making sure that you guys are super prepared for this before you get into your outcome. So I'm here with Sherman. Sherman. Yep. See, he wants to do a summary table. He's not very happy. I just woke him up. We're going to talk to you about the way that we start to organize our information, because it's going to be important. So on the screen, you can see that there's one possible way to set up a summary table. Now, this document, I'm going to warn you, is going to look really ugly and gross. We cut it down and put a little extract of it into your folio, usually, but the working document is disgusting. I have one of these for my work that I do at uni, and it's like pages and pages and pages of different sources and cuts and grabs and key finding this and this document here. Some of you might like to do it in like hard copy. That would be torture. I know some people have done it with sticky notes in the past, so they go through, put all their stuff on sticky notes, then map it out. However you do it is your call. But what we need to now do is take all the information that you've put into your folio and then stream it out into each section. So this is why I've been forcing you to write those reflections about what's the answer to your question so far. Because what you're going to do is set up your focus question, and then you're going to put what you think your answer is, and then you have to start going through your evidence. Now, in the outcome, my advice is you don't put anything to an outcome unless you have at least two sources that support it. And even then, two sources would be like the bare minimum. So when you're setting up your work, if you have a piece of evidence that says underwater knitting is really good for the heart, and then you have a supporting source that says underwater knitting definitely is very good for the heart, and you've got a doctor and a primary source, awesome. And then you have a third source that says that as well, brilliant, because now we've got three correlating sources. But then maybe you have underwater knitting actually maybe could cause damage to the heart. You've got a counter argument. That's 2 points for the same focus question. So you've got to start to think about what are you going to actually argue. And so it's not going to be as simple as just all those quotes go here and all those quotes go there. Another way you might set it up might be something like this, where you break it down more into key findings. So, you might have first key finding, yes, underwater knitting should be in the Olympics because it's physically demanding. I don't know, okay? And then I'd have my 3 different sources that tell me that argument. And I would make sure I have my bib details for those and, all the usual stuff. Then I have my little quotes for my summary, and hopefully you guys did this really well in the folio. So this is a taking it, cutting it, and putting it into the right spot to make an argument. If you cheaped out in the folio and you were like, nah, I'll put some quotes in later, whatever, or you're like, I'm not going to bother annotating those quotes, even though Miss Paracese told me to do that like 50 times. Well, now you've got more to write. Now, whatever. Didn't have to do it before, do it now. You might have sources that have something for every single one of your key findings, or you might have a whole bunch of empty boxes. This is a working document. It's going to look disgusting. It's not meant to be pretty. It's just a way for you to organize your information, because you guys have a lot of information and there's no possible way that your brain can actually contain all of that. So this is a boring, annoying, horrible task. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But in actually starting to set up these sources, you're going to save yourselves a lot of time in the outcome, because you're not going to be rifling through papers left, right, and center. The other thing is that you might find you only have one source that says something. So you now have to go and get 2 more sources to support it. So you need to now do more research, add more sources, and enhance your project overall so that you can actually answer your question with enough evidence. This is your chance to fill in the gaps. So please use it. Bye. Say bye, Sherman.